have doctor degree, but it's microelectronic plus registration of special radiation and other radiation. My specialty is a very close connect with human body. So biophysics, biochemistry. So I accumulated a lot of knowledge, and I try to understand how Tao practices can work and how it can give for people health. And return him is he is not okay, because just to use remedies is not the right way to be healthy. So this I would like to something to explain people, and so it was first book when I tried to explain it. But it is just a story about love, immortal woman, and very young empire of China. And you know maybe that last meeting of leader of all countries was exactly in that city. What about I wrote in this book is Hangzhou city. And you is very famous because I translated my first book in English, and my English teacher and also some person from Britain, they just see this translator. It's quite okay. Maybe it was not perfect, but they said that's quite okay. And first time this book was printed in Thailand, in Tao Garden. So it's only second edition of this book in English. So you can have it. So you can this about Lake Sihu, very nice. About empire palace in this, and it was a very young empire who in that time saved empire from Genghis Khan. You know, it was very how to say famous person in history. So it was history about this first book, and I start to have training and seminars for practices what I wrote in this book. So women ask me just write maybe more perfectly about these practices. So such way I have a task to maybe more perfectly to write about these women's practices. And this book is about maybe more detail about practices for women. What is practices? Is practices maybe control of menstruation, how to be health, and control of health of breast, and who will go to seminars, chemistry of love. I will do special practices how you must massage breast to avoid not good diseases for breast. Also, it's very good for cosmetics and for health of your breast. So it will be like part of this seminar, not so big part, but very important, because you know that it's because we have a lot of hormonal problem, because we have no the way of our life, how we must do in our natural way. So we have not good clothes, not good foods, not right movements, and no, we have wake up not right time. So we do everything to do our body not healthy. So what it is the Tao at all? Tao is from Chinese, it is the way. And it is the way to be healthy person, but not just healthy person. Healthy person to become immortal person. So, and very often we go to special place, Mountain Taishan in China. And this year, in May, we go to this Tai'an city. It's Mountain Taishan. It's center province Shandong in center of China. If you know, very big mountain, and very famous mountain. And in this city, to this city, every empire of China for all history, coming there to climb up to this mountain to get enlightenment. So not sunrise, because when people in China translate what written on these stones, they told me that empire just coming to Taishan to meet sunrise, because it's very close in Chinese kanji. But really, empire not just come from Beijing one day, not of course, because it's like coming to Mecca for Chinese person is the same for Chinese person to climb to this South Mountain Taishan. And on top of these mountains is a temple of Jade Empire. And this leader, what is now in China, the one person in China told us that he climbed on this mountain, but his concurrent doesn't. So he won in these elections. So each empire of China had to go there. And we go, but not only to climb on this mountain. And we go to my master's too, and this year I was winner in Tai Chi Chuan competition. All China and international person I can come to this competition. So I was winner with the highest score. So for me it was very unusual. But it is not, how to say, just casual, because I especially used Tao practices. What even Master Chi told about these practices and about these very special details doing Tai Chi Chuan. So I just use it, and all the masters told that I was the best. So because it was, I used very, very little details, but very important details from Tao practices. So, and this for women book. Maybe one day I also translate it in English. But maybe Russian girls who goes to, who can read, can translate for friends and for husbands, maybe somebody, about practices, what written about this. Okay? And one more book, of course, when I do this big job, it's very, very big job, because you can understand that it is not just like maybe like artificial, something like a movie. So because also I like script maker for movie, but it's maybe even easy, because in this book I had to write after a lot of analysis of cases in my medical practices. So this book's special for men. In that time I had son, 15 years old, and I would like to explain to him what it means to be a man. And from point of view of health, from point of view in mentality, and from point of view of psychology. So this is Tao of men, or special practices for men. And if you have sons, I recommend that everybody maybe read this book. If it is possible, maybe some can read and translate something pieces for you, because it's a very, very useful practices for person. And maybe if we have a mixture group and men and women, maybe I can explain something for men. And we have only one, I took this with me, when Jutta and Walter Kellenberger, they have special seminars. So we have a special disc for men also, but only one. Because usually only women come to me. So it happens. But no problem, you can come to the seminars, and I explain especially what must do men what was the woman. So it's with different rooms, so it's no problem. We can go separate rooms. Because there is part of practices is common, and for women and for women, it doesn't matter. But some pieces, of course, women separately, men separately. And I explain what to do, or you can just write what, and you can do at home, but you just can write what you must to do, because it's also very important. Because also we live in such situations that we cannot follow our natural behavior. And of course, a lot of diseases comes from this. So it is especially for men. And of course, if we have book for women, book for men, everybody asks me on my seminars, when you will write book for couple. Because when men and women start live together as a couple, so we have absolutely new quality of life. So separate life, it's a different hormonal station person. And in one Chinese Asian text, I read that if man will live alone at his home, so he can die. For me, it was very interesting how they have very good way of now, good level of life, everything is, but how it can be. And only when my very good maybe friend, even maybe friend, it happens, and he really died. He has everything, very good flat, very good car, very good job, but he really worked at home. He has no office, only at home. He was very clever, good food, everything was absolutely perfect. But he just died, and was just 30. But he has no husband, wife, and it's too early for me to have a wife. First, I will have more flat, more maybe cars, and then I will have wife. He has no special girl to love, and the mother, he doesn't love his mother, sister, no sister, alone. Very clever, fitness, everything was okay. But something happens with arterial. So, and I remember about this Chinese book, because man hormone is it's very hard and strong, and man energy is little bit dry, but woman energy is little bit more wet. So when these two energy meet each other, so we have this exchange of energy. So energy inside man, is in energy, but warm energy. The energy inside woman is yang energy, but wet energy. Outside woman, they in, output. And men outside, it is yang. So when they meet each other, so men take from woman, from inside of woman, yang, wet, yang energy. Yang outside and yang, wet energy, so double yang. And he becomes really man. When woman take from man, from inside in warm energy and outside in, so woman become double in. You understand? And it is the couple. In Russian we have very nice word. After marriage, man is Russian заматерел.